Imagine that you were born in a very large and magnificent mansion. You were born at home, in your nursery, and spend all of your days as an infant in that room. The days become years, and in turn, a decade. You never leave that room, tended to you by your nanny, tutors, and visited occasionally by your parents. Over the years, you believe this is the extent of your home, of your existence, and it eventually becomes your reality. This is a paradigm, a set of beliefs or a worldview that each and every one of us creates to make sense of the environment, the world within which we live. This worldview is as unique as your face, your fingerprint, and your personality. Imagine then your surprise and delight, probably tinged with a certain disappointment and sadness, when upon your 10th birthday, your father shows you through this magnificent castle and introduces you to the real world. This ushers in a complete transformation of the psyche. You awaken to the endless possibilities of your new reality. You are reborn. This is the paradigm shift humanity is currently going through. We are moving from a paradigm of limitation, constriction, and powerlessness into a wider cosmic worldview of immense personal potential and spiritual transformation. As Christ said, "In my Father's house there are many rooms." This paradigm that has been deliberately and systematically inflicted upon humanity for many millennia is one of fear, timidity, and dependency. As a society, we are easier to control and rule if we are powerless as individuals. Within this current paradigm, we do not recognize our own spiritual magnificence or might as infinite beings. We are asleep in our ignorance and docility. We are herded like lambs to the slaughter. We are taught that we are born in original sin, that we are fundamentally flawed at our core, and that we are inherently not good enough. We are taught that this life is a penance, a trial, a tribulation, a test we must go through to earn our salvation, and that we can only achieve this through the grace of God via the Church, which has now become the state and corporatocracy that rules our reality. Big Brother, the surveillance state, is always watching, ready to censor and cancel any untoward behavior or beliefs that might jeopardize this narrative. The internet has become the digital shield that locks us into this erroneous misunderstanding. The government no longer exists to liberate individual human potential, but to be our jailer and prison warden, to keep us small and afraid. All of the current issues facing humanity spring from this erroneous belief system, from planetary pollution to the pandemic of depression and loneliness. We feel isolated, separated, alone, weak, powerless, and alienated. This is the definition of neuroses, and humanity is now in deep trouble. Whether one looks at it from an individual, personal perspective or from a collective species perspective, human life on planet Earth is simply not working. We live within the protective shell of the negative ego, which cuts us off from the infinite potential and joy of life. We are about to break free from this artfully imposed cocoon and to become free to experience the true wonder of our spiritual inheritance. Humanity is about to go through the greatest global evolutionary quantum leap in its entire history. This is a fundamental paradigm shift that will radically alter the way we live, our relationship with each other and nature, and who we are as human beings. We will emerge as a triumphant and beautiful butterfly. Personally, I believe we are becoming the 8th species of Homo. Homo sapiens is extinct, and we are going through the death or extinction pains of that socioeconomic species collapse. We are the 7th species of Homo, and all the others are already extinct. This is an evolutionary fact. So, it is not inconceivable that it is going on once again. We will morph into another completely different species that is more holistic, cooperative, happy, healthy, and joyous. with an understanding of the oneness and sanctity of all life, and thus an ability and a willingness to work together harmoniously for the good of all. Not a monopolistic and psychopathic cabal who seek to dominate the entire world for their own greed. The essence of this inner transformation is your absolute belief in your own inner truth and divinity, that at your core you are divine and perfect just the way that you are. You are good enough. It is in the ability to live within the zone of flow and trust your inner navigational system that will liberate you from the dominance of others who seek to control and manipulate you. TaoTuning is the path to this inner freedom and personal sovereignty. It is your birthright.